Let's bring in our first guest, Gregory Faranello, friend of the show, head of U.S. rates at AmeriVet Securities. Thank you for being here, my man.
Good to see you.
So this rally was incredibly fast last week, and
Yes.
I wonder how you're thinking about that speed. Does the speed with which we got to these all-time highs raise any red flags or concerns for you, Greg?
Well, look, it's moving quick in the end. So we had a drawdown. I think if you look back to April of 2025, we had a much bigger drawdown. So this drawdown was less, and there is some uncertainty in the marketplace. It doesn't raise red flags for me in general. I think the market is nervous, mainly over geopolitical risks. If you look at oil, I think the market is nervous about that. It is interesting because if you look back to 2025, this time last year, it was about tariffs. Now it's about tariffs, oil, a little bit of uncertainty over AI.
Yeah.
So there's a lot more in the mix, but the markets are doing very well, in my opinion.
Do you think the investor base learned anything from where we were 12 months ago, those lows of Monday, April 7th, Liberation Day? It felt like cats and dogs were falling from the sky.
They were falling from the sky.
So did they learn, especially the retail investor base, did they learn what happened last year and say, hold on, maybe we adjust a little bit for 2026?
I think they did. And that's the signal I'm getting. I'm not saying it's going to be a straight line up. We're making new highs here, obviously, in general. I think the markets are in good shape, personally. I think the economy is in good shape. I think the policies in the U.S. are in good shape. I think we will clear what's going on in the Middle East. It may take a little bit more time, and there is some uncertainty, but in general, I think the investor base did learn from last year.
We got about 20% of the S&P 500 set to report quarterly results today and from now until Friday. What is make or break and most important for this market in the next few days?
Well, the bank earnings in general were very solid. And there were some questions around private credit, and they disclosed that in general, which I think was important. I think the earnings in general will be good. The forward guidance is a little tricky right now, not only for the corporates, but for the Fed as well and central banks, because they just don't know where this whole thing is going right now. But I think this is going to clear probably within the next month or 2 months. Forward guidance will be limited, but I think earnings are going to be pretty good
Gregory,
going forward.
how contingent is the market momentum on the ongoing ceasefire and those delicate negotiations going on right now?
Well, it's important, right? It's definitely important. I mean, short term, the president has made it very clear that Vice President J.D. Vance is going to Pakistan for these negotiations. If Iran doesn't show up, it could create some short-term turbulence. But ultimately, look, I mean, I think it's going to be okay, and I think markets are going to be okay once this clears. If the president gets to China next month, I think that will be important. If this doesn't clear and he doesn't get to China next month, that could create some short-term turbulence. But we're constructive on markets right here. We're constructive on the economy in general.
That's awesome. Really grateful for your time. Did not get to ask you about Kevin Warsh. We're out of time, but come back as that confirmation process on Capitol Hill continues. Obviously, the president's picked to replace Jerome Powell, going in front of the Senate Banking Committee tomorrow. All eyes on that. Thank you for being here, Gregory. It's really nice to have you.
Good to see you.
Come back anytime. Of course, longtime friend of the show, Skylar will grab your mic. Bobby, you and I will go this way, and we'll talk about the biggest...